Hey, hello YouTubers. Hey, welcome back to my channel, the Virginia Bushcrafter, the channel where we continue to learn and practice the skills of bushcrafting, prepping, and survival for the wilderness. So this is my surrounding area, and this is where I will be practicing today. So right away, guys, go ahead, hit that like button, leave a comment, share this video out, hype it up, and subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. So today, guys, my specific task is just to enjoy and have fun. It's kind of a rainy day here. It's raining off and on. So that's going to give me the great, fantastic challenge of starting a fire with wet wood. And the knife that I'm going to be using today is a knife I just recently did a video on, the cold steel Bushman knife. So I'm going to be using that, and I have already hung up my rucksack. So the next thing for me to do is the first 10C cover. Now, as you can see, the clothing that I have on, hey, when I step out of my car, first thing on my mind is, can I survive the night with the clothing that's on my back? The answer is yes, because I'm in the woods with Mother Nature. Hey, there's plenty of wood, as you can see. Lots of wood. And there's always a method of starting a fire. So with that said, guys, let me start on putting up my cover. All right. All right, guys, it is time to have fun. And that is building our shelter. And I think today what I'm going to do, since the ground is wet and it is raining off and on, I am going to build a teepee tarp shelter with a floor, because we know, again, one of the most important 10 C's, where all of them are important, is shelter, because our bodies can only withstand 3 hours of harsh weather. Now, it's not any harsh weather here, but this is good practice. So the first thing we're going to start off with is the ridge line. All right, guys, so again, we're going to start off with the ridge line. And this is a good time to practice your knots. So I am going to start off with a bow line, the most difficult way. There are two ways, but it's good to change it up every now and then. So I'm going around the tree. I'm creating a loop. Let me get over here so that you can see. Let's see, can you see that? Well, let me go back over here. So I create a loop and make it out of a marlin spike hitch, as you can see. And then let me make sure you see this really well. Okay, so you see the loop here. I'm going to grab the standing end, bring it through the loop. That becomes a marline spike hitch. Take the tag in through the loop, and just pull it. And I have a bow line right here. On the other end, I'm going to do a trucker's hitch. All right, let's go check that out. So now I'm going to use a trucker's hitch. I'm going to create a loop. Create a loop here. Here's a bite. I pull the standing end through the bite. As you can see, take the tail tag in, run it through here twice. and just pull tight. That is my trucker's hitch. Guitar tight. And as security, I'm going to take this last piece of cordage, put this together, make a figure 4. It's not coming any loose. All right. So again, a trucker's hitch and a bowline. Okay, so now this is where, let's go to the center, and this is a prusik knot that's already here. I'm going to take a piece of Mother Nature, let's see, I'm going to take a piece of Mother Nature and just put it right through this prusik knot. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with that next. Okay, as you can see, the tarp is on the bush floor, and it is with the top portion on the bush floor. So there are 5 tie outs on each end. So I'm going to go to the very end and I'm going to get the middle one. Okay, so I take the middle one, middle tie out, the prusik knot through here, through the tie out, and just place this right there. Now let's go to the rear. All right, guys, so this is the great part of practicing. Okay, so as you can see from the rear, that's how it looks so far. Right, guys, so I take the center tie out and a tent peg and pull this straight with the prusik knot up there. And the ground is relatively soft right now, but I'll come back and adjust that. I go to the next one, left of it. Do the same thing. And then I go to the right and do the same thing. Again, this is going to have a floor. Okay, so here is the third one in the rear. Okay, so as you can see, here's the middle tie out here in line with the prusik knot up there. There's one to the left, one to the right. All right, guys, we're on our way. All right, guys, so I have the rear staked out. 3 in the rear. I come to the side, I skip one of the tie outs, and I go to the start constructing the side portion. So just take another tent peg, make sure this is nice and secure. And baton it into the ground. Okay, so I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. All right, guys, as you can see how this is coming along, the next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to tie this portion out, and one more stake, one more tent peg, and 3 on the inside. We're going to be done. I'll bring you along. All right, so insert this tent peg, baton it into Mother Nature. Do the same thing on the other side. And then we're going to take a look at the inside. All right, guys, we have a finished product, and we have a shelter that will protect us from rain, snow, heat. It's nice and small. It will reflect heat. Radiant heat will just be fantastic. So let's take a look at the very last things that I did, and then we'll take a look at this wonderful shelter. Okay, so guys, the last thing that I did was put a tent stake on the very end in the front, on both sides, and here is the inside. Here is the floor. And the floor is necessary because this ground is wet. Look at it's wet. So this tent peg is even with the center. This tent peg is even with the one on the left. And this tent peg is even with the one on the right. So let's just take a quick look at a distance, a TP tarp shelter with a floor. Side view. A rear view. So there we have our shelter. I'm going to put a bedroll inside the shelter. I'll be complete with that. But then it's time to make some, is it comfort creatures or creature comforts? But that is the most important thing right there so far, a shelter. All right, guys, we always emphasize cover. And one of the most important things is staying out of harsh weather. We do not want to get any type of hypothermia. So this is one of the reasons why shelter is so important. This is a TP tarp shelter, and the great thing about this shelter is that it has a floor because it is raining off and on. So here is a great view of it. And just the size for one person. This consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tent pegs. All right, guys, this is another project that I just finished working with. Join me for the next video and you will see how I put this together. This is a tripod where I use 550 paracord 550 paracord, and mule tape. Mule tape that holds 1,250 pounds. This is a cloth specifically for this chair from bomb-proof Bushcraft Madison Pool. Guys, go over there and check her channel out. You will be amazed. But the railing here is from a spear that I used to have, so it has been repurposed. There's one part of it, here's another part, and here is the third part. So take a look at this ideal Bushcraft chair. All right, and let's see how it works. All right, guys. All right. Let me turn so that you can focus. Oh boy. Creature comforts. Again, this is something I learned at the Georgia Bushcraft. But guys, go over there to Bomb-Proof Bushcraft. Check out Madison Pool. You guys, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to enjoy all of the great skills that she teaches. There are so many skills. It's trying to keep up with all the bushcrafters that know all these great, fantastic skills, and you get to come out here and practice. It's absolutely wonderful. But join me on the next video where you will see me put this together. Rather than take it down and go step by step, because it does take some practice. But hey, as you can see, it works. Very comfortable. And right where you're watching this from, I'm getting ready to build a fire. And all of this, well, not a lot of rain, but I know more rain is coming. But you're going to be right in my fire pit. All right, guys, I'll see you when I finish rocking the bomb-proof Bushcraft chair. There it is, guys. Hey guys, well, I brought all my gear inside because the rain is starting to come, but I wanted to show you something really quick when it comes to splitting wood. There I have a fire lay. But it's gonna rain. I'm gonna need a lot of kindling. But let me just show you something. What I've done with this log, if you notice, I cut it here, I sawed it here, here, and one more place. I did this with all of the wood right there, and I'll just show you quickly what I do to split it. Is once I have that's one piece, and that quick I have more wood. But now it's time to get a lot of kindling. All right, I'll be back. I'm going to scrape up some kindling from the bush floor. Hey guys, I am going to have to split this wood because I don't want to go out in the rain and look for more kindling. So I'm using the cold steel Bushman knife, and I'm going to have to make a lot of kindling because, again, I know the inside of this wood is dry, and I'm going to make a base that is all dry wood. So that's the process that I'm doing now, because the rain is coming down. But nevertheless, task will get done. Yes, the inside of this wood is dry. But again, it's just practice and fun. So I've put up a nice TP shelter. I've made a chair to sit in after it stops raining and enjoy the campfire. So, guys, I'm going to make a lot of kindling. I don't know if you can see, this is exactly what I'm doing with the cold steel bushcraft knife. I'll also get to see how well it's going to make feather sticks. All right, guys. Guys, I'm actually making feather sticks now. They're going to be needed. This is what they're turning out to look like. Yeah, I'm peeling all the bark off the kindling that I'm making. But this is actually some very, very good practice. This cold steel Bushman, because of the hollow grind, it makes feather sticks fairly well. The rain is on and off, but it's not a big ordeal. Very small right there. And of course, I'm keeping all of the shavings. And I have a lot of tinder over here that trying to keep it dry. After I split the wood, I don't want it to get wet again. Well, this is a very, very yeah, the inside of the wood is dry. And making these feather sticks, I do have to use a hammer grip instead of the saber grip. Just seems a little bit more efficient that way. So guys, I'm going to make about 25 of these if I don't get tired. And I'll bring you back when I get ready to light that fire. That's the fire lay just getting wet. Well, there went my batten. Just another way to split the wood, because I want to get it as small as possible. Yeah, the inside of this is very dry, which is very good. I guess this is one good thing about having this straight back. Splits wood very easy this way. All right, guys, I think I have enough kindling over here. So I'm going to put a lot of this kindling underneath the fire lay. That's a log cabin. At the top is an upside down. Using the upside down to protect the wood underneath. So as the wood gets hot, the heat rises, it's going to dry that wood out. All right, we shall get started. That's it right there. Okay, guys, I am going to use the spine of the cold steel Bushman knife along with the ferro rod that comes with it. Very small one. Yeah, it throws sparks. So I'm going to light some fat wood shavings, and then I'm going to add a lot of kindling, and I've put a lot of kindling under the base, which is dry wood. So let's get started because the temperature is dropping. Okay, we have fire, and underneath it goes. As you can see, guys, there's a lot of dry wood under there. And you're going to see a lot of smoke because there's a lot of wet wood. But what's burning now is dry somewhat, but all right, guys, so I'm going to show you. I have a lot more kindling here that I am getting ready to use right now. Guys, this fire is roaring and it feels fantastic. And all the crackling and popping that you hear, it is that wood that is drying out. And when you see the yellow flames, that is nothing but radiant heat. It is drying. So guys, it does not matter how wet the wood is because a portion on the inside will be dry. And I'm going to show you the tools that I have used today. I have used a Baco Laplander 7-inch blade. I think it's 7.5 inch or 7 teeth per inch. I've also used the Condor King Cooker machete, and I did this just to chop up some branches. This is a beast right here, guys. I did a lot of splitting, well, most of the splitting with the cold steel Bushman knife. So it's working very, very well. And of course, I used a shovel that I think after maybe 4 years has seen its best days. But nevertheless, this is the one that was a lot of fun. I mean, I got to chop some nice sized logs. All right, the cookery works well. I got a response from one person that said a cookery is not for a bushcrafter. I totally beg to differ right there. If I can only have one tool, it's gonna be a cookery. Cookery does everything. It digs, it cuts, it slices, it chops, it carves. This is just an example of the fun I was having earlier. But since I chopped it, let's put it on the fire. And as you can see, guys, the fire is flaming. Maybe I will wait before I put any more wood on there, because I do want to cook a meal and I want to have some nice coals. But that is the fire from wet wood. But anyway, guys, just wanted to show you the tools. I did not bring an axe or a hatchet because I have this wonderful Condor King cookery machete. Convex grind, nice fuller, 12.5-inch blade. I think this is a 5-inch handle. But when you have this, there's no need for an axe or a hatchet. And again, Baco Laplander, very nice. Cold steel Bushman, very nice. And the shovel has done its job. Guys, look at that nice fire. So I'm gonna go over here. Oh, my chair has water in it. And I'm gonna sit here and just relax. But that is a nice blazing fire. All right, guys, you can see that the fire is burning down somewhat. Just waiting to get in a position that I can cook. But again, guys, this is all wet wood. Again, if you get to the middle of the wood, it will be dry. All you need is some feather sticks and some shavings, ferrocerium rod, 90-degree spine. You know, there it is, your combustion, your tinder, your kindling. The fuel is on there now, and of course there is air. So guys, again, TP shelter, nice fire. I'm sitting in my nice, comfortable Bushcraft chair. Again, guys, go and check out Bomb-Proof Bushcraft. There is a lot to learn from that channel. But I visit a lot of channels, and that is how you learn. You can learn these things, but ultimately you have to come out and practice them. But it has to be fun. If it's not fun, then why do it, you know? But this is very interesting. Learning how to just survive in the wilderness. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go find there's one right behind me, a pine tree. And I'm going to make some pine needle tea. I'm going to have that with my dinner. That's going to be some beans and rice, some roasted corn, and some bannock bread. But yeah, guys, I'm just here relaxing now. This heat feels really, really good. I didn't realize how cold it was. It's not cold. It was just chilly. But as long as you're moving around, you really don't notice how cold it is. But this fire, man, I mean, a sustainable fire is the heart of all campsites. All campsites. You got to have a fire. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. All right, guys, I'm going to go sanitize my hands, and I'm going to get ready to prepare a meal. I'll be back. That is for sure. While the fire is now ready for cooking, why not just have some tea? Pine needle tea. So, it's going to be good and strong. Okay, we shall let it do its thing. Remove the husk of the corn. I could actually prepare it with the husk on here, but I'm not going to. Loud booms that you hear in the background, I'm near a sighting range. So on today's menu is corn, beans and rice, and bannock. So no need to soak this. When you have extra virgin olive oil, yeah, everyone is ready for the hunting season. That should be sufficient. And with a little lemon pepper, little oregano, and some red hot pepper. And it is ready to go over the fire. All right. Let's just put it on top of the wood until, no, let's put it in the coals. All right, so the tea is going. And the corn for about 20 minutes. Now it's time to start with the beans and rice. All right, well, the water is on the fire, waiting for it to get a rolling boil. Then I will add the red beans and rice. The corn is on the other side. And in the meantime, I think the tea has steeped enough, because I can't wait any longer. Oh, the steam coming off this looks really good. So, let me put you in focus here. So with the pine needle tea, Bannock until the food is ready. It's decent. What's so strange is that I haven't, excuse me, haven't eaten since this morning, since I left my residence. I think I was just mainly excited to get back in the bush. I haven't been in the bush for maybe a month. Although I was at the Georgia Bushcraft meetup, which is fabulous. If you're a bushcrafter and you're not attending the Georgia Bushcraft meetup that's every April and November, I think you're doing yourself some injustice. It was so busy there this time that I didn't have time to do, well, I attended classes. I just remember, I think it was Saturday night or Friday night, I don't remember. It rained so hard and I don't remember any of it. I don't remember any of it. Maybe I was exhausted from the drive. Maybe it was just the excitement. But anyway, guys, you got to make it to the Georgia Bushcraft meetup, the Mountain Readiness meetup in Harmony, North Carolina, as well as Creators Rendezvous in Clarion, Pennsylvania. I am really waiting on that one. Fire Challenge, Fishing Derby, Adam and Renee. It's going to be a blast, I'm sure. I wish I could put some magic in that fire and get that water boiling really quickly. But who's to say? I should have made more tea. Not much left, but and it's free. I can hear the corn roasting over there. It's been on the coals maybe 10 minutes. I'll give it another 10 or 15 minutes. Yeah, I really like this chair. Thanks, Madison. It's really cool. Even though I set it up somewhat differently, it took me a couple of times. First, I had it just against a tree, but I didn't have enough room because I like to rock. So, that's what I'm doing. Well, I'm getting some rolling boil for the beans and rice. So I'm gonna toss those in. I'll be back with you. Bannock, my new staple. Pine needle tea. It's all free. Come out in the bush and get you some. All right, guys, let me get the beans and rice on. Now I'll be back. Well, the beans and rice, maybe 3 more minutes. That's a cup of coffee over there. And there is some roasted corn just waiting to be eaten. But this is what I'm waiting on now. The red beans and rice. All right, guys. Yep, so this has been some good practice so far. Again, you know, when you come out into the bush, you always have a specific plan, but this time it was just to have fun. So I just tried a little bit of everything. Really did enjoy using that kukri, using the cold steel Bushman knife. I mean, it does everything that you want it to do. Wow, the smoke. But yeah, it's well, it gets darker sooner, but I'll probably get out of here. It's going to be dark, I'm pretty sure. But I'll see you when dinner time is ready. That's going to be in a few minutes, guys. All right, everything is off the fire, except there is some coffee over there preparing. But in the meantime, there's corn, bannock bread, and beans and rice. All right, guys, I think this is like one of the best parts of the day, when it's time to eat. Oh man, this is gonna be delicious, I'm sure. I'm still trying to figure out why things taste so much better in the bush than preparing them at home. Like this rice. Someone said maybe it's because you use a lot of energy. I don't know. The corn is still warm. I had it wrapped up in aluminum foil paper. I know one thing. I didn't bring enough. The peppers on the corn, it brings out everything just right. Yeah, the loud booms that you're hearing, I'm not very far from the sight-in range. I've already been out here to sight-in some of my tools. I'll be out here again this week, but I'll be out here to do some serious hunting as well. Maybe I can feed a family. That's what I do with everything I get. But this corn is really delicious. if I go home and put this in the oven, try it in the oven, it's not going to come out tasting the same way. Oh, the corn is really good. Better than the beans and rice. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead, finish my meal, have a cup of coffee, and I'll bring you back. Nice coffee over there. Let's see. And what is the saying? The best part of waking up? Man, tell me if that's not some strong cowboy coffee there. Whew. Yeah, man, I'm nice and full. I could sit here in this chair and just rock. Ah, man, this is good. The corn was fabulous. The corn was, I would say the corn was number 1, Bannock Bread number 2, the beans and rice was number 3. Coffee, let's see, no, I gotta change it. Corn number 1, Bannock number 2, and I'm gonna give the coffee a tie. I'm gonna give it 2 as well. And the beans and rice 3. Yeah, the coffee and the Bannock bread, awesome. I just find myself making it, but now it replaces the Pop-Tarts. Wheat flour, cinnamon sugar, a little bit of salt, some extra virgin olive oil, and wheat flour. Sound like there's something else I'm forgetting. I'm not sure, but I have 1 to go. So I'll have that one tonight. But guys, anyway, it's all about practicing with your tools. Again, I brought the kukri out here because I didn't bring an axe. Because I think the only time I'm going to bring an axe is when I build a shelter. But hey, I had fun chopping with that kukri. Every week I'm going to bring a different kukri out. Because the kukri is a great tool for bushcrafting. I have kukris that are 13 blades, are like 13.5 inches, all the way down to 8 inches. So I think I'll bring the same one next week. But I really need to prep for an overnighter. If I would have known the weather was going to be like this, this would have been a great night to just stay out here all night, you know. But you really have to prep for those things. Man, this coffee does wonders after you eat. Yeah, but guys, bushcrafting is not the same as camping. I've been trying to get people to bushcraft with me, but they keep having the mindset of camping, because I tell them you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to do some carving. You gotta make something. You're gonna have to harvest wood. You're gonna have to process some wood. Luckily, I'm maybe, I don't say maybe 100, 150 yards away from a water source. So, I mean, you know, you would have to source your water. Really bring those tools out here and use them. Bring that axe, bring that hatchet, bring that knife, bring that kukri. Bring the saw, bring it all, and just have fun with it and explore, because that is the only way you're going to learn, in my opinion. I read a lot, I watch a lot of videos, I watch a lot of people, but you know, there's nothing like coming out into the bush and just doing it on your own. I mean, I put up the tarp, I put up the shelter before, and it's to a point now that they become muscle memory. But there are just so many configurations to make. But I'm really looking forward. I really want to talk in depth. I mean, seriously in depth about the 10 C's. You know, as I learned, with every 10C, every item should be able to do at least 3 things. And I'm finding way more than 3 things for each item. But I'm going to do an in-depth discussion on that. I still want to do some water sourcing. I've done some fishing, but I haven't filmed it. I'm one of those guys that like to fish at night, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. But I found out one of the locations that I go to, they now close at 6 p.m. But I think I can. The last time I went there, they did let me in, but they said make sure you're out of here by 7 o'clock in the morning. Otherwise, the gates will be closed. So I'm looking forward to doing that when it's really cold, catching some rockfish. There's a lot to do in the wilderness, guys. But if you're interested in bushcrafting and you are in the Northern Virginia area, send me a message by email. I would love to do some bushcrafting with another bushcrafting. Remember, it's going to be bushcrafting. It's not going to be camping. So don't bring a tent. It's either going to be a tarp or you're going to have to make a debris shelter. The tents are great. They're great, especially at meetups. But when I come into the bush and I'm alone by myself, I'm bringing a tarp. A tarp. Now, I have used a tent before. It was a bug net tent during the summer. I was testing it out. Hey, it works great. I'll use it again in the summer. But anyway, guys, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this coffee. I can't keep my container full. Yeah, I like straight coffee. I'll put sugar and cream or that cream and stuff every now and then, but there's nothing like the real taste of coffee. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in a few. My fire's going out, so it's not going to be a real big deal about putting it out. I do have sufficient water. I always bring water to put out a fire. The water is designated. And that's one of the reasons that my rucksack is so heavy. I mean, you know, I'm hearing, I just don't think I could come into the bush with a rucksack under 40 pounds, because I'm going to bring water to put that fire out. That is for sure. All right, guys, I'll see you around. So look at the fire. Look at that nice shelter. And look at the fire. All right, guys, it's getting close to that time. I have thoroughly enjoyed my chair today. Again, thanks to Madison Poole at Bomb-Proof Bushcraft. So guys, it's about that time. You can see the fire's out. So I am getting ready to do the final things, clean up, and enjoy my walk back to my vehicle. Hopefully I'll get there before it's dark. But it's a straight shot from here. But that's it. And again, this is the shelter. The great thing about it, it has a floor. It's nice and comfy for me. All right, guys, let me go ahead, get things together. I'll see you on my way out. Let's see if I can do something with this light, guys. Well, anyway, guys, hey, this has been fun. This is the Virginia Bushcrafter. Let's see if I can do anything with the lights. Can I get red? I can't. But guys, hey, this has been fun. Again, I was able to make a TP tarp shelter. I got to use the Condor King Cooker machete, Baco Laplander saw, Bush cold steel Bushman knife. Made a nice fire, chopped up some wood, made a lot of kindling, had a nice meal, and it's been a great day of practice. So with that said, guys, again, hit that like, comment, share, hit the hype, and subscribe if you have not. And as always, like father and son, mother and daughter, human and nature. We're all akin in some form or fashion. Just get out in the bush and have some fun. See you on the next video. The Virginia Bushcrafter signing out.